Pisces, welcome to your mid-May 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. So there's a new moon that is happening in your third house of communication. So maybe you're going to hear some news. This could be about a training that you want to take, about some kind of teaching assignment, something to do with writing. This can be a new thought. It's funny, the first card I got was the Magician, and that certainly is associated with, new, it's like, the law of attraction to me, and therefore a new way of thinking about life. Ooh, you got 3 major arcana cards, Pisces. Well, you look at that. So the heart of the matter is the Magician, and this is about creating or co-creating your own reality. You see all that yellow? I think in this deck, this is the Wild Unknown deck, when they are dealing with cards that represent like third chakra issues, think about the different energy centers, and the third chakra is about power. But it's not surprising that money is connected to the third chakra, because people who own their power, I think the most, tend to be people who have great earning power, because it's connected, the different types of power. When you feel disempowered, it's hard to ask for what you want, and it's hard to even think that you deserve it in the first place. So the point is, the Magician card is about stepping out of victim mentality, which is associated with Pisces and the 12th house, and into the first house of the self-empowerment. The Magician is connected to Aries in the first house, and number 1, the area of promoting yourself and relying on yourself. And this means you have to trust that you have the ability to create what you want in life. And yes, there are times when you have to ask for something, and you have to be able to ask without feeling like you're, putting some kind of, giving people like problems, or, sometimes people would rather do things themselves. But there might be times when you really need to enlist somebody's help. But this is a time when you're trying to make something happen on your own. And, saying, I'm not going to wait for somebody else to hold my hand. I'm going to create this, or you could say co-create if you want to give credit to God or the universe. I want to co-create this reality. And so I'm going to become more self-empowered in my behavior and my choices. In the past position, we have the Son of Cups, which connects with the Knight of Cups. And so the Knight of Cups is a card where it sometimes it can be that you're receiving an offer from someone else. If you are somebody, Pisces, who's been going through a lot of transition in your life, and you feel like you are just starting to get acclimated as a single person, if you've gone through a major breakup in the past, this person coming in may be more of your type of person, but that doesn't mean that you necessarily want to have a relationship with them now, because you are focused on yourself. The other thing about this, though, the Knight of Cups can be you starting to dream again. And I don't mean, it's funny because the house that you represent, the 12th house, is about that dream state, but I'm talking about the 11th house, like your hopes and wishes. You might be really in this idealistic frame of mind about some of the dreams that you're going after. And this book that I refer to, called Tarot Plain and Simple, one of the key words for this is follow your bliss. So you might be following your bliss, and really with the Magician card, you may be like realizing that you can do certain things, or at least attempt certain things that you just kind of said, oh, that'll never happen to me, that you kind of wrote off. And it can be very exhilarating to break free of those constraints, and kind of take charge of your life in that way. So it can be a very heady time for some Pisces people. Oh yeah, how could I possibly forget? Jupiter is going into Pisces. I think on the 13th of May. So right in that mid-month period, and that may be kind of like that more optimistic or expansive spirit that is coming, into your reality. The higher message is the Temperance card. So it can be like, being able to dream big, but also be very practical at the same time. With the Magician card, I can think of somebody who is going after what they want and, trying to maybe launch a business, or if this is something with if you're retired and you want to live in a certain place, it could, run the gamut what it is that you want, but that you are always realistic in your plans at the same time, balance. When I think of temperance, I think of that sense of balance. And the other thing about the Temperance card is that this could be even timing. Maybe this is a major event, what is called like a turning point in your life that is connected to Sagittarius, that the Temperance relates to. And we are having, at the end of May, a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. And this is your 10th house of career. So, and some of you may experience this in the 9th house, and that could be more of a direct, like, download where you're just really figuring things out for the first time as it relates to some of the things that you want. You may have really been on a whole other track, and you are coming away from that thinking, what was I doing? Sometimes this is a midlife crisis where the person can't do something any longer because it just doesn't resonate, and every day that goes by, you may be feeling more and more drained and all that. So the key to this is that central card, the Magician. Like being able, and this is also about being able to take responsibility for your choices, but also your feelings, and realizing that you have this power within yourself, and you don't have to blame people anymore. If you have gotten into that habit, you can, bring it back to yourself. Because sometimes, there are definitely times when people have been victimized, and they may be very vocal about it because they feel that nothing is being done. Nobody's ever, getting their just desserts. And then at some point in the person's life, they realize that what they're doing isn't very fruitful. It's not leading them into a better life. It's actually detracting from that. Ugh, didn't want that to happen. Okay. So what crosses you is the Two of Wands. This is that fork in the road, like Yogi Berra said. When you see a fork in the road, take it. You might be feeling this sense of, this actually can be, the Two of Wands can be like two career paths. And which one is the right one for you? I remember reading not so long ago that Pisces is an indecisive sign. And, I always accuse like Libra of that, but I guess there are other signs that are also indecisive. And again, whose life is it? Whose life is it? Is life permanent? If life is temporary, what is the point in living it for somebody else, for other people's opinions? Do you feel worthy of doing what you love? Or do you think in the back of your mind, maybe this is just something that if you enjoy what you're doing, you're not really working and you have to work in order to be an upstanding citizen? If you're not producing and if you're enjoying it too much, then it's no good. That puritanical work ethic. And just that sense of self-denial of what would bring you happiness in life. How much is that, present within you? What is coming in? The Five of Swords. This can be a situation where you realize that, which is kind of funny, that it really doesn't matter what you do. People they've already formed an opinion of you. And this is so true. If somebody really likes you, no matter what somebody says that's bad, they're probably going to still like you. But on the flip side, if a person is doing bad stuff, some people will like them no matter what, and they won't like the person that is honorable. So what I'm saying here is that you may realize that you're going to have to deal with haters. If you like, and you may find, and this is the saddest thing, Pisces, you may find that some of the people that you thought were rooting for you were frenemies. And I'm talking about even like family members or in-laws that were that seemed very sympathetic when things were going bad in your life or that were difficult. But as soon as you start to go down your own road, all of a sudden that kind of stirs a hornet's nest. And you better be prepared for that. One of the best things that you can do is to keep your own counsel. Keep your plans to yourself until they're already established. And maybe not even then. Maybe you need to just if you're launching your own business, maybe you need to just launch it and don't tell anybody. If you know that there are a lot of people around you who would feel threatened by that because they're not doing what they should be doing in their own life. That can certainly be one of those, things that happens where you striving for excellence. And I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that because that's just the typical thing. I don't mean striving for excellence. I mean, doing your own thing. I mean, that's what the Magician card is. It's like you're creating this life of your dreams, one step at a time. And by doing so, this is your individual path. People who are conformists, they fear people who are doing their own thing because they're lemmings. They want to just follow the crowd. And they look at the people who are outside of that as dangerous to their status quo. So being that own person means that you are going to have to take as a reality the fact that people might be talking about you. This is the card of gossip, the card of slander even. Sometimes gossip is accurate, but slander is just like, distorting everything. The outcome is the Lover's card, and this can indicate the sense of making that choice. The Lover's card can be a choice. It's also a card that is connected to Gemini, and Gemini for you is the fourth house of home and family. So I mentioned the career sector, which is the opposite house of that. And that's where these eclipses are happening in May and June. So a trigger to this area could bring some kind of maybe new beginning with a new house or something like that. But if this is like a love situation, you might have this person, and this person may even live in another location, the Knight of Cups individual, because with the Two of Wands in the challenge position, you may be debating, should I move or should I stay where I am? And you have to be very aware of the fact that when somebody is offering you their love, you have to make sure that it is what it claims to be. With the Five of Swords, there may be a lot of gossip around this situation, or, I mean, I see with the Lover's card that it sounds like you are connecting with someone. So what is that gossip about? Is it other people trying to poison the well and give you this sense of, oh no, that person doesn't really care about you, but they're doing so to try to discourage you from being with him or her? So that might be, if this is a relationship issue, a little bit more complicated. But the Lover's card is the outcome, so that's all that really matters. All's well that ends well. Okay, that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. I'm at rainamoonastrology.com. Take care. Bye.